We're at a crossroads. From time to time, a section of rail needs repair, but that doesn't mean the whole line needs replacement. The same way being proud of your history doesn't mean you're stuck in the past. No, we're not stuck. We hear the whistle blowing and we're inspired. Inspired by the legacy of the people who transformed this terrain into a rail yard that supplied America with the ore needed to win world wars. We're inspired by our unshakable identity, hanging tight like David facing down Goliaths, and we're moved by stories of our community's kindness. No matter who needs help, neighbors pitch in and get the job done. Hushed and humbled are more at play than pontification, but don't for 1 second think that means Proctor is a simple small town. It was built as a company town, and it continues down the tracks of time. And this rail revival is our destination.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into the Rail Yard. Ted Keevan along with Chad, the Coach Brenna, for tonight's matchup featuring the 12-7 Cromwell-Wright Cardinals and our very own 14-4 Proctor Rails. Coach, how are you this fine evening? 43 degrees out there today, so I can't say this wintry day. So how are you?
I'm a little froggy, you know. I've been fighting a cold since October. You know, much like everybody else, it shows up. You have it for a couple of weeks, you hack a bunch of stuff up, it goes away, you feel good, and it comes back.
Well, okay.
So I apologize if I'm a little froggy this evening.
Well, that's okay. As long as you're not getting jumpy, we'll deal with you being froggy.
Yeah, no caffeine in me today.
All right, there we go. Let's get a quick thank you to our sponsors, the Reed Foundation, the Rails Endowment for Academic Art and Athletic Development, Irving Community Club Polling for Kids, Tamarack Building Supplies up on Highway 53 in Hermantown, Heritage Window and Door, Superior, Wisconsin, Woodis Trailer Sales, ESCO, Stream Dudes. For all your streaming needs, streamdudes.com. Great Lakes Office Solutions, the Rob and Barb Shaler Charitable Foundation, Troy Service Center, Main Street, Proctor, Audiology Concepts with 6 locations, Duluth, Grand Rapids, Forest Lake, Cambridge, Edina, and Burnsville, and our in-game sponsor, Proctor Pizza and Sub Shop, Main Street, Proctor. Make sure you stick with us at the end of the game where we'll be giving away our 3 stars. Our number 1 star will become our Proctor Pizza Player of the Game, and that'll be chosen between myself and Chad as we look at stats and things that are going on. But welcome into this game. Should be a good matchup. The scores of these two teams don't totally reflect what we have going on with these two teams coming in. Not taking anything away from the Cardinals, but just there's a better matchup there than what you would think. And, you know, if you look historically, last 5 games over the last 10 years, because that's all we've had as we stopped playing the Cardinals, is, you know, we're 4-1 in those last 2 games coming in the Cloquet Winter Tournament.
Yeah, and, you know, looking at this, the point totals, you know, the closest was 2019-2020, or the 3-point loss Proctor had against Cromwell. I mean, you know, styles make matchups, and tonight we have 2 similar styles of play. Proctor, for the first time this season, has a size match, you know, has a size advantage, which we have yet to see this year.
Which we'll talk about shortly.
You know, the last couple of games that we broadcast, you know, with Rockridge and Hibbing coming in here, you know, you and I are sitting up here going, holy cow, look at the size of that team sitting out there on the floor and warming up, and, you know, I'm excited about this one.
Especially Hibbing. Hibbing, I mean,
they were huge.
Just what they had what they brought to the floor, as we talked about, it's got to be in the water and having all those real minerals instead of getting it from the water tower here in Duluth. You know, we just didn't have what they had. Let's quickly talk about our keys to the game. First, we'll jump over to our visitors' keys. You know, talking with Coach Pockernick, you know, he's one of the things he talked about that everybody has talked about is, you know, talking about taking care of the ball. You know, we've seen turnover after turnover all year, and so that's a really big deal to do.
You know, and we're probably going to see a little bit of that to start the game until they get the feel and know process done again. Not a super big deal. You know, it is what it is.
And then, you know, number 2, we talked about making sure that they push Proctor out of the paint and make him score from the half-court side, and making sure that they're not giving those easy buckets.
Well, and that's a great defensive plan that they have. The upside is we got a couple guys on the Proctor squad that can hit some middies. So if the middies open, I would anticipate seeing Nyland and Loftus and even Dane Omen, pulling the trigger on them tonight.
Absolutely. And then let's talk about, I kind of led into that third one for Coach Proctor, which was protecting the paint.
Yeah, Proctor does have the size advantage just looking at the guys, but defensively, Cromwell's going to have to knuckle down and just, use their leg strength, get them out and clear and get the ball and go the other way.
And on the other side of the aisle on our home keys to the game, I had a good conversation with Coach Lipinski today. He talked the first key, getting good closeouts, talking about, that this Cardinals team is a good three-point shooting team, and that they need to close out on all shots so that it's contested instead of uncontested.
Well, and we've seen a little bit of a lack of that the last couple games that we broadcast from the Rails, against Hibbing and Rockridge, where they had both of those teams offensively had wide open shots coming from the corner, and there was nobody there contesting.
Then, sorry, go ahead.
The next one I absolutely love: pound the ball inside. That means we potentially are playing with a post player tonight instead of a 5-out run and plays. Let's pound the ball inside and let's go to work.
Yeah, he talked about that. This is that rare game where we're going to have that height advantage that you alluded to earlier. So you got to really take care of that, and that's why Coach Proctor is going to be so content on making sure that they're protecting the paint. And finally, working on that best shot available. He's been talking about that a lot. Instead of trying to force things, get that best shot, but don't force it. And really trying to truly come together as a team and taking that next step for that team to have that best shot.
I think over the last couple games that we broadcast, we've actually seen that where they're starting to slow the pace down when they need to, and they're taking the best shot available. And that's all you can ask.
Absolutely. Right now, we're going to turn it over to an in-house PA, Mr. William C., for tonight's Anthem lineup and treat. We'll be back right after that.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Proctor Public Schools, good evening and welcome to the Rail Yard for tonight's matchup featuring the Cardinals from Cromwell-Wright High School. And your very own Proctor Rails. A reminder, Proctor High School encourages positive sportsmanship and behavior at their activities. Please encourage players and coaches with positive comments and acts and respect the decisions of the game officials. We are here to cheer for our team and the players that represent our school. We would also like to thank the good folks at St. Luke's for their continued partnership with our athletics programs. Our students are safer in your hands. At this time, we'd ask that you please rise and kindly remove your hats as we have a moment of reflection for our past and present military men and women serving here at home and abroad. After that moment of reflection, we will have the playing of our national anthem. The officials for tonight's game as appointed by the Minnesota State High School League are Michael Pilon, Brad Emanuel, and Jim Carness. And now let's begin with today's starting lineups, and we'll begin with the starters for the visiting Cardinals. Please welcome junior, number 3, Dylan Nyberg. Freshman, number 5, Drew Nyberg. Senior, number 12, Tanner Coleman. Junior, number 24, Brady Dahl. Junior, number 32, Tucker Corpy. And the head coach for the Cardinals is Mr. Bill Posternich. And now, let's meet the starters for your Proctor Rails. Sophomore, number 0, Wyatt Nelson. Senior, number 11, Drew Grahowski. Junior, number 14, Tyler Berglund. Senior, number 20, Sam Nyland. Sophomore, number 22, Dallas Loftus. And the head coach for your Proctor Rails is Mr. Cole Lipinski.
So there you have it. I'm going to turn us back up just a little bit so we can actually hear each other. There you have it, the starters for both teams. For the Cardinals, Dylan Nyberg, who is 8 away from 1,000 as a junior, so we'll be kind of watching that for him. Number 5, Drew Nyberg as well. Tanner Coleman, Brady Dahl, and Tucker Corpy. On the other side, we have Wyatt Nelson, also Drew Grahowski, Tyler Berglund getting the start tonight, Sam Nyland, and getting his second varsity start, number 22, the sophomore Dallas Loftus, saying hi to the family in Alabama. Also want to say Roll Tide. I hope you enjoy the game and what we bring you, and here we go. Tip is underway, and the Cardinals will win the tip, and bringing it up the floor is going to be Coleman. He pushes it far side to I'm going to just call them Dylan and Drew instead of calling Nyberg because it's just going to be easier that way.
Absolutely.
Dahl for 2, and he gets that to fall.
There's our first bingo of the game, Ted.
That was a 2-point play for Dahl.
Looked like a bingo.
I know, but he was too far in. Nyland now brings it up the floor, looking to give it off, and he's stuck defensively. Now gives it off to Nelson. Nelson moves right side. Grahowski going to come left with it. Top of the key, looking for it to go. And this is Nyland. Nyland pops it, can't get it to fall. Nyland had it now on the floor, and there's a battle. Picking up is Dylan Nyberg. Nyberg gives it to Nyberg. That's Dylan and Drew. Drew has it now, gives it off to Dylan. Pass over to Coleman. Coleman drives interior, now gives it off to Dahl. Dahl looking for something to go in. Berglund there defensively, and down with the board is Loftus. We've seen Loftus do that a lot the last few games we had. Yeah. He put 21 down against the Hawks on Saturday. And Coach Lipinski seeing what he can do here against the Cromwell-Wright Cardinals. Loftus tries to go inside. Oh, just tough pass off the hands of Grahowski. Couldn't handle it. A little high and outside.
Put it on the floor and attack the rim.
So there's a early turnover for the Rails. And now trying to get it in is Dahl. Dahl does to the waiting hands of Coleman just inside half court. Now across is Drew Nyberg. Gives this off to Dylan. Dylan now going to move to his left side. And he gives that off. This is Dahl for 3. Can't get that to fall. Loftus down. Oh, he had the board. Now knocked out of his hands. And now back off the board as Corpy couldn't get that bucket to fall. Want to again thank you all for joining us here tonight. Want to make sure we thank our students that are here with us this evening. Our director-producer, Nikki Olson. Our camera extraordinaire is Nick Edelstead. And our scoreboard and technical guru, the one and only Parker McDougall. So thank you to all of them for being here, because without them, we can't bring you this meeting. There's another turnover as the streaking Sam Nyland couldn't get that pass. This one down inside. Corpy for 2.
The right idea there, though.
Oh, absolutely. Just Sam was just a little too quick there.
Yep.
Or the pass was a little too slow, depending on your perception.
Yep. Right idea.
Now Nelson brings it into the front court. Gives it off to Grohowski. Grohowski looking for somewhere
See,
to
they
get
got to take a look in there at Loftus when he's rolling down like that, because it's there. You lead his front hand, it's going to be there. It's going to be layup city.
Gives this to Grohowski. Grohowski now baseline, steps back, looking for somewhere to go. 10 on the clock. Nelson moves right into the paint, up off the glass, and gets that to fall. The Rails are on the board. Driving hard is Dahl, and he's going to draw the foul. Bucket no good, and he will go to this line and shoot 2. That's going to go against Loftus. That'll be his first, team's first. And getting ready to check in are Dane Ullman and Logan Linham. And missing the first is Dahl. So Grohowski and Nyland will take a seat and get a break. So now on the floor you're going to have Nelson, Ullman, Linham, Berglund, and Loftus.
A little
and
more
that
speed.
one misses. And here comes Ullman. Ullman usually the front man, bringing the ball up for the Rails. And he'll get it over and then give it off to the waiting Nelson, as he normally does. Ullman. Berglund now gets trapped as he tried to draw through 2 white jerseys. Nice handwork there by Coleman. Nice job there by Coleman, getting out and around the body to deflect that pass, and then it going off the waiting hands of Grohowski and goes out of bounds. Dillon brings it in, drives the paint, puts it up, can't get it to fall, and there's a host of jerseys there. And they're going to say that when Corpy came down with it, he was on the end line, and he is out, so that'll be turnover, go the other way. Berglund will inbound the ball for the Rails. Nelson now bring it up defensively is Dylan Nyberg. Dylan Nyberg, first cousin and second cousin to Teresa Nyberg and Ty Nyberg, who plays out at East, and Berglund on the board with a bingo. Here comes Drew. Drew couldn't handle it, and he got mugged and taken. This is Linham. Can't hang on to it now. Going to push it back top. Loftus comes down, tried to put it back into the waiting hands of Linham. A little too hard, and that's going to go off the hands of Coleman and will stay with the Rails. Want to welcome in the
Bingo.
Ullman for 3. Welcome in the Proctor faithful along with the Cromwell-Wright Cardinal fans. We're glad we could have you here. Glad we could bring you this medium this evening. Driving into the paint, big push is Dahl. Dahl for 2. Nice play there by Dahl to take his time at the top of the stripe and drive through as traffic parted. Nelson now right side. This is Berglund. Berglund by himself. Going to push it back to the top to Linham. Linham gives it off to Ullman. Ullman gets a little help from Loftus. Linham now going to drive into the paint, has the ball knocked out of his hands by Dahl. And now right into the hands of Ullman. And Ullman will set it right back up.
Hit it.
This is Berglund, drives the end line, looking inside for Loftus for 2. That's a nice play there.
Very nice play there.
Good selfless team play there, going from corner to corner and drawing it inside. Dylan Nyberg tried to get a pass out into the corner to the waiting hands of Dahl, but that was intercepted. And the Rails will hopefully take advantage of the turnover. Nelson moves to the right side. Berglund for 3. Can't get that to fall, but nice way for Nelson. Not only did he get the pass, but he followed over, got that board.
Smallest guy on the floor.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Sometimes the hardest worker on the board.
Look at Loftus is working hard in the paint.
He's working hard there against Dylan Nyberg. Up off the glass, can't get it to fall, gets his own board, puts it back, and gets it to fall. So Loftus padding his stats.
Nothing wrong with that.
I didn't say there was anything wrong with it. Go get it.
That's right.
And Dylan Nyberg drives in now, gives this off to Drew. Drew for 2.
Bingo.
Hope they gave him a 3 on that. I thought he was inside, but so Nyberg on the score sheet for the first time tonight.
The other one, though.
Yeah, that's Drew.
Yeah, we're watching Dylan.
Dylan. Yep, Dylan hasn't had one yet, but I'm sure he will. He's a good quality player. And Wyatt Nelson for 3 and gets his bingo. Nyberg drives, that's Dylan. Now gives this off into Dahl's hand. Dahl turns it inside to Coleman. Coleman can't get it to fall, but right there with the little patty cake of the ball falls into the hands of Loftus, and Loftus will go back the other way. Nelson now off to Linham. Bergman right side looking for something. Clock ticking. Ullman stops, turns, fires 3, hits it, bingo. So Ullman on, I hate to say it, but as the old NBA Jams would say, is Ullman's on fire.
Yep.
From the corner, not being able to get that to fall was Dahl. Nice try there by Corpy to get that in and along the line and hit a Rails player, but unable to have it happen. Goes out of bounds, it'll be turnover. So Lynn will take a seat. Berglund will take a seat. Nyland and Grohowski back into the game.
Kick Butowski.
And also into the game for the first time, Lane Gervais in for the Cardinals. Gervais drives, gives this off. Attempted 3, now pulls it down, nowhere to go, stuck, pushes it back out to Gervais. Gervais for 3. And he hits it.
Good ball movement by the Cromwell there, too.
Nelson now driving back inside. He's trying to direct traffic, now move back towards the top. Defense didn't want to leave Loftus by himself. This into the corner to Grohowski. Grohowski going to drive into the paint, gets stuck, and gets that to bounce off the glass. They said his feet didn't move, so we'll give him the 2.
Yeah.
He got bing-banged and bombed.
He ran into a wall of Cardinals there for sure.
Yes, he sure did. Into the corner, this is Dahl. Dahl's going to move back, now drives the paint, mishandles it, gives it off. This is Dylan Nyberg. Can't get that to fall as that was short, and Grohowski right there to pick that up. Coach Lipinski trying to get his squad to settle down and play their game, get their pace instead of trying to keep up with what the Cardinals are doing. Inside, Loftus turns, pushes up, and can't get it to fall. Right there again, on board, pushes out to Ullman. Ullman, oh, tough pass as he was looking to throw that down to Grohowski, but in the way was Gervais. And going to draw the foul and 1 as Sam Nyland is going to get called for the foul. So Brady Dahl will be at the line for trying to complete the old-fashioned 3. Taking a seat is going to be Tucker Corpy. And who came in for him?
Number 42, Josh
Number
Lindeman.
42, Josh Lindeman into the game. And Dahl hitting the three-point play the old-fashioned way. And looks like we're going to have a timeout taken. Is it going to be a 30-second timeout? We'll take a timeout as well. Hear from 2 of our sponsors. We'll be back right after this.
Can't hear the TV? Need to protect your hearing? Audiology Concepts connects patients to their lives again by offering ear cleanings, providing earplugs for protection in loud environments, and helping people get hearing aids. Audiology Concepts also offer hearing evaluations, verification of hearing aids, and hearing aid repairs. There are 7 different locations across Minnesota and Wisconsin. Audiology Concepts, you'll love what you hear.
And back here at the rail yard, Ted Keefe, Chad Brenna, 20-16. The Rails lead the Cardinals from Cromwell-Wright. The Rails just took a timeout, and big steal here by Lindemann, and goes down and drops 2.
When he was taking off, I thought he was going to dunk that.
I thought he was as well. Lindemann, the man with height for this team so far. Grohowski, and gets that to fall. It's a little unconventional, but he gets it to fall. I like the motor in Josh Lindemann.
Absolutely.
He is moving, and he is everywhere. After he had that shot down here, he like jetted back like he was NASCAR and needed to get back. Ullman almost tossed it out of bounds on himself, and Nyland moved top of the key. Almost a tough break. Gervais almost had it away from Nelson. Now taking it away from Nelson is Dahl, and here come the Cardinals. This is down to Drew, now back.
They're going to call that every time when you swap.
So Loftus is going to get called on that.
It's his second.
That is his second. Team's third. So Berglund will take Berglund and Linham back into the game. Loftus and Wyatt Nelson will take a break. I was just waiting until the shot finished.
Sorry.
That's okay. Who went to the line there? That was Dahl, right?
Yeah.
Was the bucket good?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think it went in. All right. So 3-point play, 2 in a row for him. Ullman all by himself. Now has to give that up as Lindemann stepped in his face. Nyland can't get that to fall, but right there was Linham. And here come the Cardinals. Coleman looking for somewhere to go. Now gives it to Gervais. Inside, this is Lindemann. Now pushes it back outside. Waiting is Dylan Nyberg. Dahl into the corner for Coleman, but can't get that to fall. But Gervais down with the loose board. And from the corner again was Dahl, but he couldn't get it to fall. But he got his own board and his putback. So Dahl opens up quick with 12 points to lead the Cardinals here in the early or in the mid goings of the first half here. Berglund for 3. Can't get that to fall, and Lindemann right there for the board. Dylan Nyberg brings it up.
Yep, good call.
And Grohowski going to be called for his first, team's 4th. You'll have to forgive Chad, he's dying on the other side of the wall.
No, we're good.
All right.
I'm good. I'm patiently waiting for 7 more minutes, Ted, and a little ice cream in the old going down the gullet will probably feel real good.
All right. Doing a Rip Your Float fundraiser here tonight. From the corner, Dahl moves it back to the D. Gervais drives into the paint, nowhere to go with it. Lindemann picks it up off the floor and drops it in for 2. So Josh Lindemann comes in here with about the 9-minute mark, and not only does he right away go get a bucket off of a steal, but defensively and offensively he is right there. He is stuck to Berglund there. Now Grohowski comes to the top to help out. And soft touch pass there. Didn't get anywhere but into Coleman's waiting hands. Coleman can't get it to fall. Here comes Lindemann. Berglund trying to look for somewhere to go with it. Gives it off to Ullman. Ullman for the 2 and the 1. So he will go to the line and shoot. So that foul is going to go on.
Personal foul given to number 2.
That's going to go. Gervais will get his first, team's first. And a timeout taken by Proctor. Was it a full or a half? It's a full?
Yeah, it's a full.
Well, it's a full. Let's hear from a couple more of our sponsors. We'll be back right after this.
Protect your investments this winter with an enclosed trailer from Wittes Trailer Sales, located in Esco. We also sell cargo trailers, utility trailers, snowmobile trailers, and much more. Did you know we stock a full line of Heinecker snowplows? While you're here, shop the largest selection of Mahindra tractors in the area. Don't forget about our service center, ready to tackle jobs of any size. Wittes Trailer Sales in Esco, where customers become friends.
For years, Troy's Service Center has been the go-to auto repair shop in the Proctor community. Quality and efficient repairs make it more convenient to have your vehicle serviced. Troy's has always been for the community. That's why they have been favored by Proctorians alike. But don't just take our word for it. Check out the many reviews on their service. Troy's Service Center can ensure that your vehicle keeps your life driving forward for years to come. Troy's Service Center has been servicing and repairing vehicles for 3 generations. To contact Troy's Service Center, call 218-642-3322 or visit troyservice.com.
And back here at the rail yard, out of the timeout, Oman missed the free throw for the and one, and down with the board were the Cardinals. This is from the corner. Not getting that to fall was Drew Nyberg.
Gervais with the putback.
But Gervais with the 2-point putback for them. And now here come the Rails to go back to work as the Cardinals have a 3-point lead. Nelson gives this off to Oman. Oman now going to try to drive the paint and does. Up off the glass for 2. That was a nice play there by Oman, who normally would have pulled off of that.
Yeah, no, it was very nice.
Like the play by Linham as he knew that he was beat but got his foot out there to get the kick and make sure that the basket couldn't happen.
Dahl getting a break. He's got a high motor. He just goes.
Yeah, Dahl has got a lot of motor too, and back into the game is Dylan Nyberg. Dylan Nyberg now with the ball. Grohowski. And little jumper, can't get that to fall, and Oman down with the board. You know, those final 8 got to be tough points to get. And believe it or not, if you're a Cardinal fan, believe it or not, we are cheering for him to get it.
Heck yeah,
I mean, that's a big accomplishment. So
we want him to get it.
We would love to see that happen here. 1,000 points, that's always such a big, cool deal. And I know that the ball that they're playing with right now is a Cromwell-Wright ball with the Cardinal logo on it, as the team brought it and hoping to be able to give that to him here tonight, which would be really cool.
Well, and Coach Lipinski would have given him one of ours if that's what we were playing with.
Oh, 100%. Corpy draws the foul for the Cardinals. That'll be his first, team's second. And going to the line on shooting will be Dane Oman, as he was fouled as he was driving into the paint. And he hits the first. Dahl back into the game for the Cardinals. Taking a seat is going to be Coleman. If you're wondering about the hockey game, it looks like it is a 0-0 game here in the second period. And Oman hits the second. So Nyland in the game, and Berglund will take a seat.
Dial up a little full court pressure here.
Sure. So good battle there on the sideline by both teams, and Cromwell being able to maintain that possession. Gervais throws it and into the bouncing hands, Corpy. Top of the key. Far side into the corner to Dahl, now back to Gervais. Gervais gonna drive the paint, gives it back to Dahl. Dahl into the paint, little floater from the top. Can't get that to fall, now it's a race. And they're gonna say out of bounds. They're gonna wonder which way it's going, and they're gonna say it went off on White. So it'll go green ball, and it'll be Rails possession. Not sure why he waited so long on that when he had Linham wide open here before Corpy tried to come up and play. Nelson gives it off to Oman. Oman now moves to the right side, now stuck. Tries to go inside to Linham and does for 2.
Nice.
So Linham on the board for the first time tonight. Got to be careful there. Dahl inside. Nice move to Corpy. So Dahl with the right idea into Corpy for 2 to keep the deficit just 1 point instead of a 3-point.
This is a fun game to watch, Ted.
It is very good. Ullman down into the corner from the pass from Nelson. Nelson now moves inside as Nyland comes all the way around, swings, gets it, nowhere to go.
Ooh.
Nice pass, nice idea.
Yep.
Right idea.
A little too much pepper on that.
Yeah, kind of came off like he was, what's that game down in Florida that they like to play with the big, where they throw the ball
With the cone things?
with the cone things.
I have no idea. The cone thing game?
Like the thing that we played in our yards with the wiffle ball.
Yeah, the cone thing game.
Yeah, the
Here,
cone game.
I'll look
That's kind
that
of what
up.
it looked like. Is as he came around, it was just too shaped. Dahl gonna draw the foul, and he does. So that foul is going to go against Nyland. That'll be his first, team's fifth.
5th team foul on the Rails. Checking in for Cromwell-Wright, number 2.
All right, Ted, I'm going to Google that while we're under a momentary lapse here.
All right, Gervais out and Coleman back into the game for the Cardinals. Dahl now going to move to the top. Far side to Drew Nyberg. Inside. This is Coleman. Can't get it to fall. Nyland down with the board.
Oh, that one right there.
What is it called? Jolly. Sure.
That looks like it.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And into the corner. And even though what we're saying is a visual or is a non-visual medium right now because I can't see what we're talking about.
It was in the beginning credits of Miami Vice back in the day.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Good play there by Dahl for another 2. Stay with us at halftime. We'll have hear from our sponsors, and then we will come back with some stats and we'll get ready for second half action.
Also, first half has gone pretty fast.
That's because there's not been a whole lot of stoppage, and it's been a good game. Nelson trying to figure out where to go with it now. Looks help. Gets Nyland. Nyland comes around for 3. Can't get that to fall off the backboard, and down with it is Drew Nyberg. Drew pushes it to Dylan. Dylan now going to drive into the paint, looking for those first 2 points. Can't get them there, and going to put it back up was going to be Corpy, but he is fouled in the attempt, and that's going to be Nyland's 3rd.
That's a good sports name right there too, Ted.
Corpy?
Tucker Corpy.
Oh yeah. His parents were thinking.
Yeah.
So Dane Ullman going to take the place for Sam Nyland, as Nyland now has 3. And Coach Lipinski down there having a conversation with him. Dahl moves left side, gets help from Corpy. Dahl for 3, and he hits it. So Dahl, a junior, and he has helped Ullman draws the and 1.
2 points and a foul.
That foul is going to go against Tanner Coleman. That's his first, team's 3rd.
Pretty clean first half always.
Well,
for
9
both
total,
teams. Yeah,
9 total fouls here. Yeah, I would agree with you. And Ullman hits the 3-point play the old-fashioned way. Yes, I love saying that.
I know
and
you do.
in the second period right now, the Hilltoppers lead the Rails 1-0 over at the St. Luke Sports and Event Center. Thank you to all of our students over there that are working that broadcast.
I was in there last night, Ted.
Huh?
I was there last night.
I know, I saw a picture.
I've been to 2 hockey games this year.
Ullman on the big possession steal and goes down and gets the 2. You know, the thing I like about Ullman in this capacity as we get here in the offensive side for the Cardinals, and I don't know how you know, and Ullman going to get called for a foul there. But
That's
I'm
a
still,
good one to take there.
yeah, but I'm still going to say what I was going to say. The thing that I like about Ullman in this capacity and in the role that he had tonight coming off the bench, he almost seems relaxed, easy does it, and just playing the game instead of coming out here like he has to make something happen. Instead, he's just making it happen.
Right. You know, some guys put a lot of pressure on themselves when they start. And
True.
Some guys would rather not start. And, you know, and I guess, you know, really never mattered to me. And what mattered is am I on the floor when at the end of the game in a tight game? You know, that's when I want to be on the floor.
So Dahl, who started 0 for 2 from the stripe, is now gone 4 for 4. 4 for 4. So sitting at 4 of 6 here in the first half, and has a lot of points.
That was a great dish by Ullman right there. Lennon just
Pushes it back out to Grohowski for 3. Can't get that to fall. Ooh, that's going to stay green as it's going to go off the hands of Dahl. That was a great play down there.
Number 30, Cody Evers.
So Cody Evers into the game for Grohowski now, getting his first action tonight. And just inside a minute here by 0.2 of a second as the ball in play, and we're in our last minute. Ullman pushes 3. Can't get that to fall. Down with it is going to be Coleman. Coleman gives it off to Dylan. Dylan now drives, now loses the handle. Now going to reset back to his brother and into the far side for Dahl. Can't get that to fall. And two hands, Nelson had an opportunity, but miss it as Dahl and going inside, and
he
still
can't buy a basket
he
in the
cannot
first half.
buy a bucket here.
I'd like to see him get one just to get it out of the way.
100%. Well, yes and no. I'd like to see him get it out of the way and kind of calm down and relax.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't want him to get super hot.
I get that.
Linham now, right side, gives off to Berglund. Berglund now going to move into the more open shot, gives this off to Evers. Evers for 3, can't get that to fall, down to the hands of Corpy. And that is going to do it. Your halftime score, 36-35. Proctor 35, Cromwell-Wright 36, your halftime score. Hey, Coach, let's take a break. We'll make sure our stats are right. We'll come back after we hear from all of our sponsors, and we'll figure it out from there.
All right, I'm going to go get us Ripper Floats.
All right, we'll be back right after our sponsors.
Proctor Pizza and Sub Shop. Proctor Pizza offers baked pizza, unbaked pizza, subs, tacos, wraps, salads, tater tots, nachos, burritos, and more. Proctor's local family business for over 35 years. Proctor Pizza offers brand new monthly specials, such as the taco pizza, bacon cheeseburger pizza, Hawaiian pizza, and more. Proctor Pizza.
Proctor's Reed Foundation was established to enable life-enriching academic, art, and athletic activities which cannot rely on traditional funding in the Proctor School District communities. Reed has provided grants for the Imagination Library, numerous sports teams, Rails TV, A Night to Shine, the Playground for Everybody, and most recently, Reed helped the Proctor Fire Department invest in life-saving handheld thermal devices. Visit rea3d.org to learn more about how you can support Reed and help your community.
I chose Heritage Window and Door because of their reputation and because of their renewal Anderson windows that they have. And their workmanship was fantastic.
I'm so impressed.
Your home is your largest investment. Don't waste your money on cheaper windows. These are the best. It's my money, and I'm going to spend it where it's going to do me the best good, and it happened to be Heritage Window and Door.
They really know how to treat a customer.
This has been an excellent experience.
Protect your investments this winter with an enclosed trailer from Wittes Trailer Sales, located in Esco. We also sell cargo trailers, utility trailers, snowmobile trailers, and much more. Did you know we stock a full line of Heinecker snowplows? While you're here, shop the largest selection of Mahindra tractors in the area. Don't forget about our service center, ready to tackle jobs of any size. Wittes Trailer Sales in Esco, where customers become friends.
Potentials, lots of different options with the different loans that are out there. You know, what we'll do is we'll talk to you about your scenario, your situation. We'll figure out what actually works best for you. But the key is what is going to be the most cost effective. So we will compare conventional versus FHA, you know, USDA versus, you know, FHA, different types of things that way. You know, sometimes even if you're a veteran, the VA loan might not actually make the most sense, you know, just because there are some fees associated with that loan that we might be able to do the same type of loan but do it cheaper with a different type of a program. You know, but again, that's something that we will figure out. You know, we'll figure out the best scenario for you. We'll give you the options, but we'll obviously lead you to the right and most cost-effective way to purchase or refinance that house.
We're at a crossroads. From time to time, a section of rail needs repair, but that doesn't mean the whole line needs replacement. The same way being proud of your history doesn't mean you're stuck in the past. No, we're not stuck. We hear the whistle blowing, and we're inspired. Inspired by the legacy of the people who transformed this terrain into a rail yard that supplied America with the ore needed to win world wars. We're inspired by our unshakable identity, hanging tight like David facing down Goliaths, and we're moved by stories of our community's kindness. No matter who needs help, neighbors pitch in and get the job done. Hushed and humbled are more at play than pontification, but don't for 1 second think that means Proctor is a simple small town. It was built as a company town, and it continues down the tracks of time. And this rail revival is our destination.
Bring your ball, claim your prize.
Rush. And welcome back into the Rail Yard. Coming out of halftime, your score 36-35. The Rails trail by 1 point to the Cardinals. It has been a tale of two tapes, if you will. Both teams got a bunch of role players, but if you want to know who's pulling a weight for both teams, first for the Cardinals is number 24, Brady Dahl, with 18, and leading the way for the Rails, number 5, Dane Ullman, with 17.
That's a quiet 17 out of Dane.
It is a very quiet 17. But again, as I said, going into halftime, it's very interesting. I want to say relaxed kind of coolness that Dane has tonight, coming off the bench compared to being that starter. And I understand, your role, that sometimes people put that pressure on him, this and that, but it's one of those things where you look at it, you kind of go, boy, that role fits you.
Yeah, no, I think he found his niche, at least for tonight anyway.
Hold on one second. What? Yes. Sorry. So getting started here, both teams will go with the original 5 they started with. On the floor for the Cardinals are going to be Nyberg, Coleman, Dahl, and Corpy. For the Rails, you got Nyland, Grohowski, Nelson, Berglund for 3, can't get it to fall, and Loftus, and who came down with the board from Berglund. Berglund tried to get the pass up to Nyland, but getting his hand in there was Dylan Nyberg.
That root beer float hit the spot, didn't it?
And we're back here. Sorry, doing a little of that teaching thing.
Well, that's because you teach the class, Ted.
Oh, that is correct.
Yeah.
Not sure what happened here. What happened here?
I don't know. I just finished my root beer float and was just kind of bragging about how good that was.
You were definitely doing that. Right side now moving to his left was Drew Nyberg. Can't get that to fall. Down with the board is Corpy. And a good battle there between him and Berglund. And not being able to get that to fall was Dahl. And that's going to go off of the hands of Corpy as he and Loftus tried to get there to battle for it. And it went off of Dahl. Grohowski going to take a seat. Omen
in much faster here in the second half than in the first.
Well, when you play with a smooth calmness about you, you're bound to see more minutes. Let's just be honest about that.
Mm-hmm.
Nelson looking for somewhere, now gives it off to Nyland. Nyland inside. Nice play there as the paint was left wide open, sitting there just to dry. I see what I did there?
Yeah, that was a good one, Ted. That was well played.
I need the winter season to be done, man. Nyberg.
There it is. Nope.
Can't get that to fall. Here's Ullman, coast to coast. Now gives a nice pass to Berglund. That one was at least on. And 4-2. Can't get it to fall. Loftus with the big reach up off the glass. Can't get it to fall. Gets his own board. Now gets fouled in the act. And he'll go to the line and shoot some free throws. So that foul is going to go on Coleman. That'll be his second, team's first. And he hits the first.
A little strong on that. She rattled her a bit.
Well,
you could hear the rim up here.
I did.
Yeah, I know.
I had my head down. I knew what happened. And hits the second. No shot. It's going to be a lane violation called on the Rails. I'm not sure if that was on Loftus or someone else.
That was on Loftus.
As in someone green. I know that it was against us, but it'll be turnover. So that shot won't count and won't count in the stat book either. Drew Nyberg drives into the paint now, gives that off to Coleman. Coleman looking for somewhere, now drives back inside and gets that up off the glass for 2. So Coleman on the board for the first time tonight. Coleman called his name a lot defensively and such, but that's his first points of the evening.
That was a great move offensively.
Berglund Now back to Omen. Omen for three, uncontested, off the front edge of the rim, and down with it was Nelson. Back into the hands of Berglund. Omen tried to get it in, but it goes off. It steps on the end line. Nyland will take a break, and Grohowski into the game now for the Rails as Coach Lipinski trying to find that quality matchup. Dolph with the pass now into the front court. This is Coleman inside, waiting for, it was Corpy. Corpy got trapped quick, and down in the corner is going to be Drew Nyberg. He can't get that to fall. Nelson down with it over the towering Corpy. That should never happen. But that is all about the battle of position.
Ooh.
Personal foul number 5, Drew Nyberg, second team.
I don't love that call, but I don't not love that call.
Yeah, I'm not sure about it.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
Drew Nyberg called for the foul there. That'll be his first, team second here in the goings. The Cardinals only had 3 fouls all first half, and they're almost at that now. Loftus with the inbound pass, now drives, gives it. Grohowski goes to the baseline. And they're going to say...
I think I probably would have called that one the other way.
Yeah, I would have probably done that as well.
I would have called that a charge.
But Corpy gets called for the foul. That's their team's third. But yeah, I was seeing that the same way you were.
Yeah.
That would definitely been a charge.
Drew trucked him.
Oh, big time.
Yeah, he hit him.
And I honestly think Corpy's feet were dead set.
And coach just asked Mr. Emanuel about that too, and he's like, no, I made the right call.
But again, we always talk about how it's easier to officiate from down here than up there. Nice block by Loftus, as going up with it was Corpy.
That was nice.
Looked like Corpy was going to have an easy entrance off the block there on the left side, but Loftus said not today. Nelson gives this off. Grohowski going to drive the paint, gets it up off the glass, can't get it to fall, down with his own board, can't get that one to fall. And now down to the ground, we're going to have a jump ball, and the arrow's going to go the way of the Cardinals. So our first jump ball of the evening.
Yeah.
Well, except for to start the game. But that was a true jump ball.
Well, yes.
See what I did there?
Yeah, I mean, the greatest thing you ever did was do that alternating thing, instead of jumping it up every time. I wish they'd do that in the NBA. It just takes so much time.
Just alternate it.
Yeah, just be done with
Isn't that the same deal?
Yeah.
So a floor foul called against Grohowski. That's his third, team's first. And getting that to bounce off the iron and get his first 2 points of the second half here is Dahl. Oman will bring it into the offensive side for the Rails. Good crowd here tonight. Nice, Cromwell-Wright traveled very well this evening. Nice step up and over and down with it. Ooh, that's Loftus's third. Team's second. So Linham will check in for Loftus as coach is going to save him for the wayward side.
Yeah, Gronkowski's got 3 as well. Oh, he got fouled. So Ted, we're going to chip into that 8 right now from the free throw line. I like to see this kid just hit it tonight, so it's done.
So Logan Linham called for his first, team's third, and at the stripe is going to be number 3, Dylan Nyberg. And he hits the
7.
first. So Dylan Nyberg 7 points away. And Berglund will take a seat, and Nyland back into the game for the Rails. And can't get that one to fall as it rolls in and out. You are 100% right in the aspect of he cannot buy a bucket.
No, which is unfortunate, because he's had some good shots go up even in the first half. They just haven't fallen.
So it is second intermission over at the St. Luke Sports and Event Center as Dane Ullman tries to hit the long three, but unable to do it. And down with it is Dylan Nyberg. He drives coast to coast and going to draw the foul.
And you know what? If this is what he needs to do to hit it, attack the basket and get it at the free throw line, so be it.
And that's going to go against Sam Nyland. That's going to be his team's fourth. Yeah, so at intermission, second intermission, getting ready to go into the third period. The Rails and the Hilltoppers all tied up over at the St. Luke Sports and Event Center. And he hits that first one.
Then there was 6.
Then there was 6. Coleman checks out. Gervais checks back in. And
5.
he hits the second. So 5 points left here. And timeout taken. Timeout taken by Proctor. We're going to stay right here, talk about our upcoming broadcasts. That would be under the custom message that I showed you. So upcoming broadcasts, we have hockey this Thursday, 2 days from now, from the St. Luke Sports and Event Center. The boys hockey team will be taking on North Shore. That'll be a 7 o'clock puck drop. On the 12th next week, we'll have school board meeting Monday at 7 p.m. On Tuesday, we will have girls basketball right here against Mesabi East with a 7:15 tip-off. And then on Thursday, we will have a doubleheader with boys hockey versus Pequot Lakes at the St. Luke Sports and Event Center at a 7 o'clock puck drop. And girls basketball right here versus Chisholm, which will be another great matchup at 7:15 here at the Rail Yard. So coming out of the timeout, they're trying to figure out something, not sure exactly what. And Coach Pogornik is Progachnik has elected to not put much pressure on this green team as they try to bring the ball up into the corner. Nelson and bangs that one in and hard, and that comes off. And off to the races is Dahl. I'm not sure about that one on Jimmy because Grohowski was straight up and down.
Personal foul number 11, Drew Grohowski, 4th foul of the game. Brady Dahl found in the act of shooting, will go to the line for 2 shots.
So that is Grohowski's 4th, and shooting 2 is Dahl.
We are in foul trouble here, Ted.
Yes, we are.
Subbing in for the Rails, number 14.
So Nyland and Grohowski will take a seat, both with 4. And coming in is Berglund and Loftus. Loftus with 3 and Berglund with none. And hitting the second free throw is Dahl. So we really haven't gotten anywhere this half. If you think about it, as we went to break at 36-35, the Cardinals have put on 9 points and the Rails have put on 3.
Yeah.
So not the same.
And we've got just as many fouls at this point than we did the entire half.
Yeah. Yeah, one more for our side, and we've got what we had at half. And a big
Bingo.
3 there by Dylan Nyberg.
That means we are at 3, Ted, right?
3.
3. He needs 3.
Again, want to make sure as we think there's going to be a timeout here called, and there is. Want to thank our sponsors and our students that are working the game, the Reed Foundation, the Rails Endowment for Academic, Art, and Athletic Development, Irving Community Club Polling for Kids, Tamarack Building Supplies, Highway 53 in Hermantown, Heritage Window Doors, Superior, Wisconsin, Wittes Trailer Sales in Esco, Stream Dudes. For all your streaming needs, streamdudes.com. Great Lakes Office Solutions, the Robin Robert Shaler Charitable Foundation, Troy Service Center, Main Street, Proctor, Audiology Concepts.
With 6 locations.
In Duluth, Grand Rapids, Forest Lake, Cambridge, Edina, and Burnsville, and Proctor Pizza and Sub Shop. Also, thank you to our students, our director-producer, Nikki Olson, our camera extraordinaire, Mr. Nick Edelstead, and our scoreboard and technical guru, Mr. Parker McDougall. Hey, why don't you talk for a minute?
Hey, okay, the pizza special of the month at Proctor Pizza is the Chicken Wild Rice. And call Wittes Trailer Sales tomorrow and ask for Josh and let him know that Ted and Chad said he'd take you out for lunch. Yeah, I hit you with that one too, Ted.
I would take him out to lunch.
No, they need to call Wittes Trailer Sales and
yeah.
talk to Josh, and we said that he'd take him out to lunch.
Take him out to lunch. So I'm site supervisor here tonight as well.
Yeah.
So if I
Two
have
hats.
to go, you're just gonna have to take over the play-by-play duties and do your thing.
Yeah, and we know how well that works when I got to do play-by-play.
Well, you do better than the average bear.
Well,
You do better than some guy named Parker that I know.
well, this is true. Although I could holler down at Teresa, she could come over and help me.
Gotcha. And
You just probably got a text from Wittes.
I did not. Got a score from the Mirage game from earlier. 5-1 Mirage win over North Shore.
Nice.
So big win there for them as they get ready to head into playoffs. Playoffs? Talking about playoffs?
Already?
Yep, playoffs start Saturday.
Personal foul number 0.
Well, it's good. The logo looks good in the rink now.
It does. Wyatt Nelson gets called for the foul, his first team's 5th. Pardon me, I've got 6 now. And we are now exactly the same amount of fouls we had in the entire first half.
There it is.
And bingo.
That's it.
And 1,000 points.
3 points. Cromwell-Wright.
That's it, wasn't it? That was his 1,000th.
That was his 1,000th point. Why
Yeah,
are
I'm
we-
going to give him.
Yeah, I
why
would
did
give
we
him
take a
applaud.
timeout for that? They should have stopped the game.
Well, I can understand why Coach Lipinski isn't.
No, not Coach Lipinski. The officials should have stopped the game.
And 3 for Bergman.
They should have stopped. The officials should have stopped the game for him. That's what I would have done. But he hit it. I'm happy for him. That's awesome.
Yeah, congratulations to Dylan Nyberg for hitting that 1,000-point mark. And the nice thing is he's still got a month of basketball here and his senior year.
Yep.
So 10-point lead here now. Big save there by Dahl. Nice
That was
job.
a great save. I didn't think he saved that.
I didn't think he did as well, but he did. Far corner, getting in the face, making him drive the baseline and up, and can't get it to fall, but gets his own board was Nyberg. Dahl for 3, can't get that to fall. Down with it is Lindman. Lindman puts it back for 2.
He's had a solid game too.
Yeah, so if you want to talk about the tale of two tapes right now, the tale of two tapes is that, the Cardinals have come out and they have been really aggressive, and they've gotten really aggressive, especially on the offensive boards.
Yes, they have, and I mean it's led them to a 12-point lead.
Loftus for 3, can't get that to fall. Down to the hands of Dylan Nyberg.
And they've had a little bit better shot selection in the first part of the second half here as well.
Gervais looks inside to the waiting hands of Dahl for an easy 2.
Yeah, kind of hard to do a whole lot there defensively when the guy's standing there by himself.
100%, totally agree.
Yep. Coach Lipinski's not going to be happy with that one.
Loftus trying to push it back to the top side of Nelson. And it's like they got that 1,000-point out of the way.
And now we're at 1,002.
And now we're at 1,002. But now it's just almost like the game is starting to flow for the Cardinals.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, if we could make an announcement to honor one of the members of the Cromwell-Wright Cardinals, Dylan Nyberg has scored his 1,000th
Points tonight in Proctor, Minnesota. Please give it up for Mr. Nyberg and his accomplishment.
Put it on
Dylan
them.
will
Zoom
receive
in.
the game ball, honoring his accomplishment.
So that was the voice, the smoky silk sounds of Mr. William C. Giving the announcement and honoring Dylan Nyberg on his 1,000th point. Again,
and he's wearing his D&D sweatshirt
he
tonight.
is.
Yeah.
Well, today was D&D day.
Was it?
Yeah. Into the game for the Rails, Anthony Boosum, number 12.
Personal foul number 2, Lane Gervais. 14th foul.
Gervais called for a foul. That was his second, team's 4th. And you got Boosum, Nyland, Loftus, Nelson, and Oman on the floor for the Rails. You got Nyberg, Gervais, Lindman, Dahl, and Coleman for the Cardinals. This is Coleman, nowhere to go, gets it knocked out of the hand, now pushes back up to Gervais. Gervais gives it off, and that's going to go out of bounds on Dylan Nyberg. And Nelson will bring it back up in the offensive zone after the turnover. Moves to his right. This is Boosum into the corner. Nyberg. Or to Nyberg. To Nyland. Gervais with the defense there, knocking it out of bounds. Going to stay with the Rails offensively. And Boosum will inbound for the Rails. And Nelson will start it up. Boosum. Far side. Now going to move to his left as Nelson gives it back to Boosum. That's the one thing I've always had is our passes seem a lot softer and not crisp. We got to get those like that. Even that inbound was soft.
They're telegraphing them, and Cromwell is now in his zone, so you need a fake pass to make a pass.
Coleman couldn't get that to fall as it hit the front edge of the iron, and they're going back the other way. Yeah, the Rails. Ullman.
We're just not making very good decisions offensively here right
now. Nyland is going to get fouled and go to the line.
Personal foul given to number 42, Josh Lindman.
So Josh Lindman gets his first, team's fifth. And it is still a 1-1 game over at the arena.
And the girls are up in Greenway tonight for girls basketball, right?
They are. So Nyland misses the first. And misses a second, but down with it is Loftus. Loftus now going to draw the foul. Lindman going to probably get his second right away, and it does.
Given to number 42, Josh
So
Lindman,
Lindman's second and team's sixth. So fouls all tied up, 6 apiece right now. And Loftus hits the first. And misses the second, and only a host of white jerseys there to pick it up. And here comes Dahl for the Cardinals. Drew Nyberg and Corpy getting ready to check back in. Dahl waited on that, can't get it to fall, and off the hands of Nyland, it'll stay the way of the Cardinals. And Grohowski checking in, and Boosum will take a seat.
in for the Rails, number 11, Drew Grahowski.
Kick Butowski. That's a fun sports name, too.
It is. Dahl for 3, and he hits it.
Bingo.
Oh, for 2.
2,
2, huh?
2 points, Cardinals.
So
Some of these Cromwell guys like to stand on the line when they shoot them, huh?
Hey, he was on the line for sure. And not being able to get that, now coming the other way with it is Drew Nyberg. Drew stops, gives it off to Gervais. Can't get that to fall, but standing all alone was Corpy. So that's going to go out of bounds as Ullman sets a nice baseline pick to not allow him to get to that ball. And we got a whole host of players coming in.
Dumping the bench.
Linham, Nelson, Preston Love, Twaddle, and Evers all into the game for the Rails. Evers, now his pass intercepted by Nyberg, and Nyberg for 1,004.
Dylan Nyberg, 2 points, Cardinals.
So Nyberg, who didn't have a point in the first half, is now on, let's see, 3, 6, 9, 12, 13 points here in the second.
Nice move there by Evers.
Evers for 2. What's that?
Nice move there by Evers.
Yeah.
Who doesn't get a whole lot of playing time, but that was a nice move. Take advantage of the minutes when you get them.
Absolutely. And that shot by Drew Nyberg was short, and that's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to stay on the white. They're going to say last touched by Love, Preston Love.
That's a good sports name, too.
You can do a whole lot of advertising with that.
Oh, yeah. Whoa.
Yeah, Lenham going to get called there on the foul. That'll be his second, team 7th.
Yeah,
so
he mugged him there.
now in the bonus are the Cardinals. The Cardinals are in the bonus.
That was subtle, Ted. Very subtle to our widget guy.
Yeah, well, he's never done it before. Got to help him out. Everybody at home says you're doing a great job.
Yep.
Nikki shakes her head no. Twaddle's pass intended for Nelson, intercepted there by Gervais. He pushes it out to Dahl. Now back inside to Corp. He pushes it out to Drew Nyberg. Dahl again.
I like this Dahl kid, Ted.
Which one? I think they're both pretty good.
There's two of them, too.
Yeah. Oh, wait, which one?
24.
Oh, Dahl? Oh, yeah. Was that Dahl just now?
Yeah, I think so.
Again, stay with us. Stay with us after the game.
You know, you always hear us talking about, you know, lunchbox guys. This Cromwell team is lunchbox guys, too. He had the uppies there. Make that 1,006.
Timeout taken by the Rails. We're going to take a timeout as well, and I'm going to go see if I can fix the soundboard. I'll be right back.
Proctor Pizza and Sub Shop. Proctor Pizza offers baked pizza, unbaked pizza, subs, tacos, wraps, salads, tater tots, nachos, burritos, and more. Proctor's local family business for over 35 years. Proctor Pizza offers brand new monthly specials, such as the taco pizza, bacon cheeseburger pizza, Hawaiian pizza, and more. Proctor Pizza.
And back here, sorry about that. Had to help with some audio stuff. No,
for two.
Berglund for two to help out the Rails there. 65-46, your score here. Cardinals lead.
Coach Lipinski's not happy.
He looks not thrilled. And big three taken there by Dylan Nyberg. No good. And down with it is Dane Ullman. Ullman pushes it into the corner to Berglund. Berglund for three, can't get that to fall, and here comes Dylan Nyberg again. And to those that are listening and watching at home, if for some reason I did call Dylan Nyberg a senior, I did not mean that. I know that I called Lindemann a senior because he is, but Dylan Nyberg is a junior, and again, going to be able to fun to watch him play. As I had said that he has this entire month of basketball plus his senior year next year. So maybe that's where it got lost in translation. As I said, he will have his senior year, but either way, he is a junior.
And he got his 1,000 point. Now he doesn't have to worry about that.
That's out of the books. Now we just got to hit that 2,000 mile mark.
It can be done in a season.
It can. We've seen some of the young ladies around here get it, so I can't believe the young gentleman can't. Grohowski swings it to the left side to Berglund. Berglund.
Rails are having trouble with this 3-2 zone, as you can see.
Yes, and that's 2 points for Drew Nyberg. So Drew Nyberg, who only had 3 points in the first, now on the score sheet for the second half with 2. Grohowski for 3, bingo. So Grohowski on the board. You know, the tale of two tapes in the aspect for the Rails is, you know, you look at Drew, who had 4 points in the first half, only had 3 right now. trying to add to that here, maybe. Not able to do that. And Ullman
I think
down
he's
on
pushed
his
out
own
of bounds
player.
by his own teammate.
You know, and the fact that Ullman was 17 points in the first half,
Hasn't scored in
and
the second.
2 in the second half.
Is that you guys got 2?
So, or pardon me, 3. 2 points in the second half. That's a huge tale of two tapes for that. And the other side is, you know, Brady Dahl is leveled off 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 here in the second. But picking up that slack has been Dylan Nyberg.
Absolutely.
Drew Nyberg now moves down and gives it off to Coleman. Dahl. Nyberg, or Nyland to try to knock it out of the hands of Dahl, and that got taken down on the shot. Ullman can't get inside, and we just can't get a bucket to fall now.
Yeah, we're starting to force stuff.
And you can hear Coach Proctor down there talking about patience. Dahl for 3, short. And able to save that was Coleman.
Pull it out, you got to full it fresh 20.
Dylan Nyberg now moves to the right side, couldn't go nowhere, and fake to go up with it was Dahl. Now he is going to put it up, and he hits it.
Wow.
2 points.
Everything he's thrown up tonight's pretty much gone in.
Yeah, so Dahl, a junior as well. You know, get another full season under this team. It'll be a scary thing to watch. In a good way, that is.
Oh, absolutely. I'm very thankful that we're not a single A team where we don't have to see these guys in the playoffs.
Baseline is Nyland, pushes it out to Berglund. Berglund for 3, can't get it to fall. Ullman right there off the board. And foul going to be called on Dahl. That'll be his first. Team's 7th.
His first. There's 2 minutes left in the game. He's been all over the floor, 100 miles an hour, and he just picked up his first foul.
And the Rails are now in the bonus as well. And Ullman will go to the line and shoot. And hits the first. So 19-point difference here right now for the Rails. And the Rails have a lot to do if they're going to do anything in the next 2 minutes. Ullman hits the second one.
Subbing in for Rails number 0, Wyatt Nelson.
If they're going to do anything, they need to start. They need to start
getting some pressure,
hitting some shots too,
and getting some pressure. And Ullman overran that as going to get it was Dylan Nyberg. Nyberg now moves to his right. Going to use the clock. Lenham. Oh, and that's going to go off the hands of Ullman, but stays in bounds is Dahl. And Ullman going to get called for the foul. That'll be his second.
That was a ticky-tack foul. But
Foul on Proctor. To the line, 24, Brady Dahl for a 1-and-1.
Getting ready to come in for the Cardinals is number 22, Dane Kuhn. I think it's Kuhn. Cahoon. Sorry if I'm butchering that.
That's fun to say though too.
Cahoon. Yeah, it is. Cahoon.
Cahoon to the rack for 2.
And shooting still is Dahl. And he hits it.
That's a good basketball player right there, Ted.
Yeah, we've said that.
Yeah, several times.
Yeah. So Dahl hits the first of 2. And misses that one, and down with it is Twaddle. Boosum will move it into the offensive side for the Rails. And Coach Proctor has a whole bench coming in as well.
That was over bad. That was yuck. That was just a whole yuck there. That was just a lot of yuck. That was just a lot of yuck.
Again, stay with us at the end of the game. We'll take a break here from a couple of our sponsors. We'll come back with our Proctor Pizza Player of the Game and our stars.
Do you think Brady Dahl might be in that group?
There's a good chance.
You think so?
If I had to roll the dice, I would probably go out on a limb and say maybe. Remember, 60% of the time, it always works.
Yeah.
So
60% of the time, it works 100% of the time.
So what you're saying is
I got a chance.
There's a chance. Boosum gives it up.
Bingo.
Top side for Love. Love for three. Can't get it to fall. And into the waiting hands of Jack Irving, who's now into the game as well. Jack Irving, Jackson Farah. Let's see who else we got out here. Carson Hill, all into the game for the Cardinals. Also, number 23, Phoenix Anderson, also into the game. Boosum down with the board. Under 1 minute left here at the rail yard. Boosum gonna drive, takes it into the paint, up and over, try to get it to go, but blocking that shot was Jack Irving for the Cardinals. Brody Johnson, getting ready to come in. Maybe not. He's putting his warm-up back on. Going to the line is going to be Dane Cahoon.
Personal foul number 15, Preston Love.
Preston Love gets called for his first foul, team's 9th.
Dane Cahoon for 1 and 1.
So Cahoon to shoot 1 and 1 and hits the first. And that's going to go out of bounds. And Cahoon will miss the second, and the possession will go to the rails here with 27 seconds left. Twaddle drives, paint, and he's going to draw the foul as Jack Irving is right there.
Bryce Waddle, foul in the act of shooting, goes to the line for 2 shots. Personal foul number 21, Jack Irving, first of the game.
So Jack Irving gets called for his first, team's 8th. Twaddle hits the first. So Twaddle now on the score sheet as well, and hits the second. So Twaddle doing his part in his minutes that he's getting to help out.
Yep.
Under 10 seconds here from the rail yard. And that's going to be given off. Irving drives the paint, nowhere to go, and now at the horn. Can't get it to fall, and that'll be a miss. So your final score here, 71-53. Is your score, and we're going to take a quick break. We'll hear from 2 or 3 of our sponsors. We'll be back with our players of the game right after this.
I've had this problem.
Big problem.
I really needed
A good mechanic.
And I kept searching and searching.
There are so many choices.
It's really hard to find one that has all the things on my list. But I finally did it.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you.
If you are looking for one as well, look no further.
Here's a really good one.
Just use mine. Use mine.
I'm very satisfied.
Definitely recommend. Problem gone. Thank you.
Proctor's Reed Foundation was established to enable life-enriching academic, art, and athletic activities which cannot rely on traditional funding in the Proctor School District communities. Reed has provided grants for the Imagination Library, numerous sports teams, Rails TV, A Night to Shine, the Playground for Everybody, and most recently, Reed helped the Proctor Fire Department invest in life-saving handheld thermal devices. Visit rea3d.org to learn more about how you can support Reed and help your community.
Proctor Pizza and Sub Shop. Proctor Pizza offers baked pizza, unbaked pizza, subs, tacos, wraps, salads, tater tots, nachos, burritos, and more. Proctor's local family business for over 35 years. Proctor Pizza offers brand new monthly specials, such as the taco pizza, bacon cheeseburger pizza, Hawaiian pizza, and more. Proctor Pizza.
And back here at the rail yard, your finals, 71-53. The Rails drop to 4-15. The Cardinals jump to 13-7 overall on the season. first half was that game that we talked about that we thought we would see.
Yep. Back and forth. Good defensive effort by both teams. Being patient, looking for the open shots, hitting what you needed to hit. 9 fouls in the first half. Fairly clean first half by both teams. We had the 1,000-point countdown on in the first half. We didn't get it out of the way in the first half, but, he got it. That's exciting.
Yeah, 9 fouls in the first half compared to 17 in the second.
Yeah, and at this point in the season, teams shouldn't be tired when you're committing that many fouls. But,
right. Right, 100%. Well, let's get to this. Let's get to our stars here. Our third star of the game is not for any other reason except for that you got to put them in an order somehow. And we're going to go with Dylan Nyberg. 15 points in the night, hit his 1,000th point of his high school career. And only sitting at number 3 because he really did nothing in the first half until he got to that second half spot and was able to calm down after that first free throw fell.
Yep.
And he was able to just go play basketball.
Right, and he earned it. There's a huge weight off of his shoulders. Now it's done. It's over with. We can quit talking about it.
Right, 100%. So good job to Dylan, but offensively, defensively, he was still all over the floor.
Absolutely. He took good shots in the first half. He just could not buy a basket.
100%. So on the number 2 star, we're looking at Brady Dahl. Brady Dahl, 31 points of the 71 tonight.
Dang.
31 points tonight.
You always hear me talk about lunchbox guys, and he is like the poster boy of lunchbox guys. He just laces them up and just goes.
He goes to work, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what they should have played to close it out here was a little Cool Mo D, a little kick it old school. I go to work.
I go to work. That's a great tune, too. Boy, I tell you what. You got a big grin on my face.
That's right.
Old school. Let's go. So congratulations to Brady Dahl there. And our number 1 star, our Proctor Pizza player of the game is
arguably either one of those guys could have gotten it too.
Oh, 100%. If we're talking about space and time,
yes.
We 100%. But we talked not a lot of favorable to talk about in the second half for the Rails, but on the first half we came back in from halftime and we talked about it. There was two tail, right? We had a tail on both teams, and both teams they were a point apart,
and it was polar opposite in the second half.
And 100% polar opposite in the second half. But Dane Ullman, 17 points on the night, or 21, finishes 17 in the first half, finishes 21 in the game.
Yeah, the first half is exactly what this team needs him to do. Control the ball, direct traffic, hit the open shot when it's there. Otherwise, just keep everybody on task and comfortable and relaxed. In the second half, I don't know what happened there with our Rails, but they just looked out of sorts, in the second half, just out of sorts.
Yeah, it was a different deal. It was it's like they came out saying, okay, we're only down by 1. We've got this almost, instead of, okay, we're down by 1, we got to go fight and get it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was either. There was definitely a difference, but Coach Lipinski and his staff, they'll get them coached up and they'll get things figured out, and we'll just.
It's like I've said the last few broadcasts, we can see where we're going. We can see the progress that's being made. You can see it. You can see them starting to come together. You can see them starting to play the way that Coach Lipinski wants them to play at times. It takes time to build the program.
Right, 100%. Anything else for you tonight?
No, thanks to all of you out there that watched. We're super excited for Dylan Nyberg. It's pretty cool when you get an opposing player.
Yeah.
You get an opposing player come into your gym and scores 1,000th point. A lot of places might not like that, but that's not how we are here.
Yeah, but the big difference on that piece, right, is when you think about that, not to extend this out, but you talk about not wanting a team to do that in your gym, but at the same time, in northern Minnesota, it's like hockey up here, right? It's such a small community because, these kids have been playing against each other forever in every tournament and everything else.
So what I would have liked to have seen, the officials
stop it. Take a minute.
Stop the game right there and be done with it. Stop the game, give him the ball. Let him relish in that for the minute because he's earned it. And then resume play.
Absolutely, I don't disagree with that. But either way, he's having his moment right now as they're down taking lots of pictures. Congratulations.
In front of the Proctor rail sign.
In front of the Proctor rail sign. So, again, congratulations to Dylan Nyberg. Great. That's a great accomplishment as a junior. I can't wait to see what your senior year brings for you. But remember, we will be back on air on, hold on, anything else? Sorry.
No, I'm good.
All right, so on behalf of our students, the coach, myself, want to thank you for tuning in. Remember, we will be back on air Thursday, 7 o'clock puck drop from the St. Louis Sports and Event Center when the boys hockey team will be facing off against the North Shore Storm. Until then, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time.
We're at a crossroads. From time to time, a section of rail needs repair. But that doesn't mean the whole line needs replacement. The same way being proud of your history doesn't mean you're stuck in the past. No, we're not stuck. We hear the whistle blowing and we're inspired. Inspired by the legacy of the people who transformed this terrain into a rail yard that supplied America with the ore needed to win world wars. We're inspired by our unshakable identity, hanging tight like David facing down Goliaths, and we're moved by stories of our community's kindness. No matter who needs help, neighbors pitch in and get the job done. Hushed and humbled are more at play than pontification, but don't for 1 second think that means Proctor is a simple small town. It was built as a company town, and it continues down the tracks of time. And this rail revival is our destination.